Hi everybody, I'm Congressman Tom McClintock of California. The Iranian freedom movement has continued to grow and spread throughout the years. As the tyranny of the mullahs has become more extreme, the international resistance to them has become more resolute. The more the story of Iran is told, of its proud ancient heritage of freedom and civilization, and of its current curse of despotism and terror, the more the world has rallied to your cause. We've seen this in the liberation of the MEK freedom fighters trapped in Iraq. We've seen it in the growing opposition to the Iranian mullahs from other Islamic countries like Saudi Arabia and Egypt. We've seen it in the growing support for the grand resistance rally that meets here today. At a turning point in the liberation of America, Thomas Paine spoke of the times that try men's souls. Such a time has come in Iran, where the struggle for freedom is reaching a critical hour. Years of oppression by the dictators in Tehran has produced economic malaise at home and growing opposition abroad. The Iranian people know it, they're living it, and they've reached a breaking point. We're now approaching one of those rare moments in history when the world could change overnight. Twice before, in 2009 and again in 2015, discontent rose to a boiling point within Iran. Both times, the Obama administration turned its back on the long-suffering people of Iran and instead worked to legitimize and stabilize this dying regime. In 2015, Mr. Obama handed $1.7 billion in cash over to the mullahs, including $400 million in untraceable euros and dollars placed on cargo pallets and flown to Tehran. We have many Iranian expatriates in my district in California, and they tell me that immediately following this shameful spectacle, the Iranian Guard expanded dramatically and then began a brutal round of repression that cost thousands of Iranians their lives. But their families now report that desperation has reached such a point that Iranians are willing to risk their lives in the streets. As one told a family member, "They can't kill all of us." Iran is one of the oldest and greatest civilizations in the history of mankind. Yet it's been suppressed and plundered by a clique of theocratic thugs that comprise the Iranian government. Their claim on power is illegitimate, and the time to topple them has come. I strongly support the Iranian people's resistance, and I stand behind President Trump's strong words of backing and encouragement. I believe it's time for the United States to step forward with material support for the freedom movement. For every dollar Obama gave this brutal dictatorship, we now owe to the Iranians who are desperately trying to restore freedom to themselves and their posterity. Under President Trump's leadership, we've made significant progress toward the liberation of Iran. We've banned federal funds from being used to aid in exports and imports. We've extended and expanded the ban on transactions involving nations that engage in human rights violations and international terrorism, of which Iran is one of the worst. We've expanded the arms embargo, and Congress has repeatedly expressed its support for the solidarity of the Iranian people. But the Iranian people need more than our good wishes, and the time has come to act. They need direct satellite access to the internet that the regime has denied them on the ground. They need us to restore economic sanctions against the regime and U.S. leadership in a renewed international boycott of Iran. They need the voice of America to express unqualified support for the resistance movement in Iran, and it would send a powerful message to the Iranian people if we would invite Miriam Rajavi, the president of the National Council of Resistance of Iran, to address a joint session of Congress. Turning points like these do not come often, and Thomas Paine was right that in such moments, the summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will shrink from their duty, but those who stand it now deserve posterity's gratitude. For too long, the United States has shirked its responsibility, and the time has come to stand tall with the freedom movement of Iran.